Hello, fabulous entrepreneur. It's Tash Corbin here, and welcome to episode number 171 of the Heart-Centered Business Podcast. I'm in weekend holiday Tash mode today, recording a couple of videos and podcast episodes, and I wanted to come and do this one because it is a hot question that's being asked around the traps at the moment, and it's because there are now only a couple of weeks left for people to get their tickets to the Heart-Centered Business Conference, and a bunch of people have reached out and said, first of all, can we do a 7-day fast money challenge because I need to bring the money in? And secondly, how on earth am I going to bring in the money to purchase my ticket for conference? And so I wanted to do a podcast episodes on how to make money quickly, because there comes a time sometimes when you do need to bring in that money quickly. And when investing in something in your business is what you need to get through a barrier or a hurdle or just move into that next level. So in this episode, I'm going to let you know when we're doing a fast money challenge, and I'm also going to let you know what are the things that I do when I need to make money fast in my business. So let's get started. First and foremost, I want to caveat this by saying I don't recommend you get into a pattern and spiral of constantly needing to make money in the short term in your business and needing to do these strategies. These are strategies that I use when I know I have a deadline coming up, there's something significant that I want to invest in, or I know that my cash flow has dropped off and I want to restart it with something very short term. But if you get into the habit of needing to do this every single week in your business and you are constantly in this hustle mode of trying to get in this short-term income, then potentially you're setting yourself up for this roller coaster in your business. And a lot of the strategies I'm going to talk about today, I wouldn't recommend that you do consistently in your business, because we don't want to be training your audience to wait for you to discount something or do something special or have, a short-term income thing happening for your business. So whilst the Fast Money Challenge that I run isn't called the 7-Day Hustle Money Challenge, some of the strategies that I do teach are more short-term strategies rather than the longer term. Don't neglect your long-term business growth for the sake of short-term cash injections consistently in your business. Sometimes you sacrifice the long-term for a little bit of short-term because you need to and want to, and sometimes it's not the best decision for your business. So I just wanted to say that caveat before we get into some of these short-term strategies, because some of them can be a little bit derailing to your long-term growth if you do them over and over and over and over again. So I just wanted to put that out there first. So first and foremost, we are starting a 7-day Fast Money Challenge, a live round on the 17th of February. So if you are listening to this podcast episode before the 17th of February 2019, head to tashcorbin.com/171. That's where the show notes are of today's episode. And there'll be a link for you to come and join the 7-day Fast Money Challenge live round that is happening on the 17th of February. This 7-day Fast Money Challenge is a challenge where you get a video each day for 7 days, and it combines proven marketing strategies with the law of attraction and mindset techniques to help you bring in a big income goal in a short period of time. Now, the 7-day Fast Money Challenge has helped the Lady Posse bring in millions of dollars into their business, and we have run over 10 rounds of the 7-day Fast Money Challenge in the last few years, and it continues to be my highest performing freebie, my most loved free thing that I do in my business, and with great reason, because it helps you to bring in money quickly. The live round also includes a daily support call. So we do a Facebook Live into the Heart Center community, and it was also shared on my Facebook page every single day. And in this live round, the live support calls are at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So make sure that you go and sign up. Go to tashcorbin.com/171 /171 to make sure you're receiving all those emails and join us for the 7-day Fast Money Challenge. It does not take hours a day to do this. You can schedule in a 30-minute time slot each day for the 7 days, and you will increase the income that you're making in your business. So it doesn't need to be hard work, and it definitely doesn't need to take lots of time. So go and check it out, tashcorbin.com/171 for the show notes today. Next up, let's talk about the strategies that I use to bring money in quickly in my business. First and foremost, I get really clear on what I'm going to use that money for. I create a little contract with the universe. Okay, I am going to bring in $5,000 in the next 5 days, and here's what I'm going to do with that money when it comes in. So it has a purpose. I'm really clear on where that money is going and what I'm going to be using it for. Now, whenever I do this kind of process, when I do a short-term cash injection, I am very conscious of making sure I'm a good custodian of my money, and that I'm looking after not only myself but also my financial obligations. So I might decide that I want to bring in $2,000 to get that ticket to conference, and $1,000 to pay my business expenses, and $1,000 to put into my investments, and $1,000 to put aside for tax. So it doesn't just have to be the short-term things that you're going to spend the money on. Have a think about also being, a grown up and incorporating into that amount the money that you'll set aside for your tax, the money that you'll set aside for looking after your future self if you pay yourself superannuation. Think about where all that money needs to go. Don't just focus on the urgent stuff that it definitely needs to be for these. You might pay those first when the money comes in, but you're also going to look after your financial obligations. So that is still a legitimate purpose for your money, is to pay your tax and look after your future self and look after your investments and pay your superannuation and pay your rent and all of the other things that you need to do in your business as well. So have a think about all the things that you need the money for. I like to write myself a list in priority order. So as soon as the first money comes in, I'm putting it to that. As soon as the second money comes in, I'm putting it to that. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll put chunks in. So let's say I want to make $2,000 to pay for a ticket to conference and my flights. So what I'll do is I'll say the first $500 goes into my account ready to pay for that conference. And then the next $500 is going to go into paying my rent. And then the next $500 is going to go into that conference fund. And then the next $500 is going to go towards flights. And then the next $500 is going to go towards tax. And then so you can break it up into little chunks of where the money is going to go in. And when the money comes in, send it where it needs to go. And even if that's into a savings account until you've got enough to make the purchase, you are fulfilling that little contract with the universe. And I think that that is a powerful thing to do. It's a contract with yourself, really. It's a powerful thing to do to demonstrate, yep, the money's come in, and yep, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do with it. So that is step one, is get clear on the purpose of how you're going to bring in that money. Step two is create a strategy to bring in that money. So it's all well and good to have the purpose and be clear on that and clear the money blocks and that kind of thing, but you need some way of bringing that money in. It's very rare that the money will just magically show up in your inbox, in your bank account, without you taking any action. So something that we do in the Fast Money Challenge, and that I always do when I am looking to create that short-term income, is I write down what money do I know is already coming in the next 5 days or 7 days or whatever the period is that you want the money to come in from. So you might have clients who have outstanding invoices. You might have payment plans that are coming through. You might have, if you have a clinic and you have clients who pay when they come in, you know who your clients are that are coming in the next few days. Write all of that down. Get that really clear. What is your expected income already? Then the second thing I do is I write down what are all the ways I could bring in the gap. So I like to try and write 50 ways I could make that money. And depending on how early or further on in your business journey you are, some of those things might not even be from your business. So you might be able to bring in the money by having a garage sale or selling them some things on eBay. You might call your sister up and ask for the money back for that thing that you loaned her the money for. You might apply for your health insurance rebates. You might have a tax return that you need to do that will bring some money in. There are lots of ways that you might be able to bring in that income. And so then there's also the ways you can do it in your business. You could put out a special VIP offer. You could offer all of your VIP clients an incentive to renew their contract with you early. You might send an email to the last 10 people that you worked with and ask if they still are looking for support. You might do an offer out into Facebook groups. You might have a flash sale of something. Like, there's so many options available to you. You could put out a VIP retreat for next year and take deposits now. You could do a flash sale on your book. The possibilities are endless. And what I usually say to people is focus on what you already have first before you create new things. You are going to be much more likely to hit your income target by selling things you already have to people you already work with, and particularly high-end offers as well. There are potentially people sitting there who've done single sessions with you before or worked with you last year, and if you just reach out to them and say, how's everything going with ABC? Are you still looking for further support? Who would instantly email back and go, yeah, tell me how we can do that. You never know what money is out there. Go for the low-hanging fruit first and focus on those things that you already have. Don't go and create a new $50 product and expect to be able to sell 200 spots on that $50 thing in the next 7 days. That is setting you up for a lot of disappointment and a lot of hard work. So find the easy things that you can do and create a list of all the ways that you could bring in the money. Now, you don't have to commit to doing all of those things, but just create the list first. Create a list of all the ways that you could bring in the money. And then step 3 is take some action. So pick the first 3 things that are going to be the easiest for you to do and the most likely to return that money for you, and sit down and do them. So take some action. Meet the universe halfway. You could do an email out to your mailing list with just a special offer in there, and it's two lines. Hey everyone, I'm looking to bring on 3 new VIPs this month, so I'm doing a 50% discount. Here's how to book it in. Now, I'm not saying you have to discount anything. I was just giving that as an example, but find something that feels easy for you. It's a no-brainer for the people who were potentially looking to work with you anyway. Get out there and start sharing your services and do the things. Take some action. Step number 4, for me, I love to look at my resistance to making money. So when I was writing down that list of ways that I was going to make the money, was there some resistance that came up for me? I call it a declutter, and I do a emotional and mental declutter as well as a physical declutter. Are you working at a completely cluttered desk? Is your calendar completely cluttered full of appointments that you're not going to keep? Have you got a cluttered to-do list of 4,000 things that is just totally weighing you down? Do a clear out of those things, and do a clear out of something symbolic that creates space for that new money as well. Clean up your wallet, tidy up your purse, clear off your desk, clear out your handbag. Do something that creates some space. Everyone's into KonMari, the Marie Kondo method of decluttering at the moment. There's a reason why this isn't just a physical process of decluttering. It is like a healing modality. It creates space for you and clears the way for new things. We create a bit of a vacuum. And then the final step that I do is that I take action in this space of receiving. I celebrate every single dollar and cent that comes in, and I keep taking action every single day whilst staying open to receiving. New clutter comes up, I clear it out. New limitations arise, I clear them out. I track my income every evening, and I create this beautiful kind of snowball that's happening. I'm taking action, and as it's working, I'm showing gratitude. And I'm taking action, and as I'm working, I'm showing gratitude. And it just creates this beautiful spiral, this beautiful snowball effect, and creates this amazing result. Now, one of the things that I say to people in the Fast Money Challenge is that for a lot of people, they have their best week in business the week after the 7-day Fast Money Challenge. We need to acknowledge that if you've been sitting and making no offers and getting no income or getting no results in your business for the last 4 weeks, when you then jump in and start doing things the smart way and making money and bringing that income in and starting to create that momentum, sometimes it's going to take some time for those ripples to create waves. It's going to take some time for that boomerang of return to come to you. But the fastest way for that return to start coming to you is for you to start taking action now and taking it from the right energetic space. So don't feel like if at the end of the period of time, I need to make money in the next 5 days. If at the end of 5 days you haven't made your total, the worst thing you can do is go, oh, well, that never works. I didn't get anywhere near my total, and go into that spiral of self-doubt. Even if you haven't made your total, acknowledge and celebrate how far you've come and that you've created this new system and this new snowball for yourself. And keep going with that snowball. Take inspired action, stay open to receiving. Take inspired action, stay open to receiving. And you might just find that you up-level your income consistently, not just bring in this short-term cash injection. Now, if that is something that sounds like you'd really love to do it and you'd like my support through that process to set up that snowball, then as I said, we're doing a live round of the 7-day Fast Money Challenge starting on the 17th of February. And yes, it starts on a Sunday. Go and sign up at tashcorbin.com/171. That's the link to the show notes of today's episode. And even if you're listening after the 17th of February, you can still go and sign up because the videos are available at all times, and you can do the Fast Money Challenge in a self-paced format. You don't need to wait for a live round to come and join us. It's just that when we have the live round, there's like lots of momentum. Everyone's doing it at once. It creates this amazing big energetic vortex of awesomeness, and we all benefit and win from that. So go and check that out, tashcorbin.com/171. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Heart Centered Business Podcast. Until next time, beautiful lady, I cannot wait to see you shine. Big love from me, and bye for now.